Hello everyone! I am here in my, for now, absolutely empty Los Angeles apartment, about to be furnished in about a week and a half. But for now, something that we haven't done in a really long time is a Q&A. And there has been a very important milestone that I've reached, thanks to you, of course, a couple of weeks ago, which is reaching 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So this is a really cool step and milestone for me to commemorate with a Q&A with you guys, with my supporters, people who I really appreciate and value for sticking around with me for these past couple of years. I'm gonna start with a few thoughts at first. 100,000 subscribers is of course a really important and cool and humbling milestone. And in my last few years as a YouTuber, probably when I have started, wouldn't have imagined that I would ever reach that number. However, at the same time, I think there are also a lot of important things, lessons, and failures that I've had as a creator, something that I have regretted over these last few years. Despite the fact that I did reach this, cool from the outside number, I think there are a lot of things that I could have done better as a creator and something that I'm hoping to improve on moving forward. But for now, I just so appreciate you guys watching the channel, supporting me in this journey, sticking around, joining if you have recently joined this channel, and yeah, just generally thank you guys for your support. I hope that the journey moving forward is gonna be more exciting, that I'm gonna learn and grow from the mistakes that I've made as a creator in the past, and will have more exciting and helpful and valuable contents for you guys. But for now, let's move on to the Q&A. Thank you for asking me the questions across YouTube and Instagram, and I'm ready to answer them. Okay, question number one. Assuming you want to keep growing, what do you need to do to hit 1 million subscribers? I would say to reach 1 million, one thing that comes to mind is storytelling. Something that I think I have done not so great of a job of is kind of bringing people along on that story that is easy to follow. And I think generally something that I've learned the hard way is that you need to bring people on that journey with you. And it's not just about the information that you're sharing, because people are not following you and want to be a part of your life just for the information. They want to relate to you. They want to feel like you're also human, and they're interested in your life and how you develop and grow and what's gonna happen next. And these are some of the most successful channels that I've seen. People who really captivate and bring you on to that life journey with them. And that is something that I think you absolutely have to do if you want to become a 1 million subscriber with really good engagement. And I think that's personally something that I haven't done a great job of, and something that I need to improve on, because subscriber numbers are just that, numbers, but it's more about the engagement that you create on your channel and in the contents that you produce. How long does it take for you to go from idea to uploading for a typical video? It takes about a week, I would say. It ranges from like 3 days to a week. There have been videos that are more reactive to events, and those videos were reacting to real life events. So I've kind of just went from idea to recording the video the same day, and then it was up on the channel within about 48 hours. But some other videos are coming from ideas that I've had a while ago, and then I would, write a script or some thoughts about it, film it and edit. So I would say on average, it takes a week. What are some do's and don'ts for someone just starting out on YouTube on a niche subject? That's a great question, and I'm gonna start with the don'ts. My don't is stressing out about your niche and brand and a specific type of video very early on. I would say that when you're early, you have a very unique opportunity to experiment, play around, because there is not a lot of people watching. So starting, being consistent, experimenting, finding your voice is what you should be doing when you're just starting a YouTube channel. What should you be doing? I would say consistency is key, something that I wish did a much better job of. Taking care of yourself. Creator burnout is a real thing. I've experienced it myself, and yeah, you just have to listen to yourself. And another don't is being stuck on the numbers. I've been really lucky to have my channel kind of grow at the beginning pretty swiftly and consistently. But then there has been a lot of times where I've hit a slump. So not being stuck to the numbers, but have a different why and meaning as to why you're starting a channel is a really important thing for you to actually stay consistent, stay motivated, stay excited, and continue going. Hopefully this was helpful. And congrats on starting. I think that's the most important step. What are you working on now? And hello from Kazakhstan. Hello, hello. So something that I think I should have done a better job of is bringing you guys on that personal journey of like what's on my mind, what has been happening after I've left my job. I think I've done a little bit of that, but not as much. Throughout this year, I've done a lot of exploration, and that's something that I've been very lucky and fortunate to do. And right now I'm kind of going back to the drawing board on figuring out my vision for media generally, my vision for my own media brand, and I have a couple of ideas that I'm testing out with respect to a bigger media company. So that's something that I'm doing right now. In this period, I've also started a company that helps startups hire Eastern European engineers. That is something that I also haven't talked that much about on the channel, and I probably should. And generally, I've decided to step a bit away from that vision because I've realized that media is what I'm actually most passionate about, and I think that there is a very exciting bridge between media and tech happening right now, and I want to make sure that my story and voice also becomes a part of that bridge. And I think that there is a lot of interesting stuff that I could do in that space, so that is something that I'm focusing on right now. Yeah, I think at some point I will definitely tell you guys more about how this year of exploration and all the ideas and projects that I've worked on has been. There's also one other exciting side project that me and my partner are working on that I'll definitely tell you about later. How long did it take to reach 100,000 subscribers? It took almost 3 years. YouTube has been a pretty rocky journey for me personally. I think I started really well. I've started on a great foot, but then I've had a lot of ups and downs. So as a result, I think it generally took me probably faster than average to hit 100,000. So, I'm really grateful for you guys to help me reach that goal. It's an incredible milestone, but I think I just tend to be very self-critical and reflective, and there is just a lot of things that I would have done differently if I were to start YouTube again. And if you're interested in that topic, definitely drop your comments down below. I can definitely make a series of videos on, things that I've done well, things that I haven't done so well. So I think I could have reached 100,000 subscribers faster, but it is what it is. And I think almost 3 years is still a great time and milestone, and that's how long it took me. Did you graduate in chemical engineering? Do you mention it on your resume? Yes, I graduated with a chemical engineering degree with a computer science minor from University of Waterloo, and absolutely I do mention it on my resume. If you are asking about it with respect to, tech career and tech jobs, like putting your degree and mentioning chemical engineering is totally, okay. I would say that to me, I kind of spun it off into a good story. I was kind of always proud of the fact that I didn't study computer science and software engineering. Like chemical engineering in and of itself is pretty cool and is also a really tough program. So I was proud of the fact that I had an untraditional background. So yeah, totally, I do mention it on my resume. Details of love life. So this is our personal section of the Q&A, single, in a relationship. And there was another question about introducing my boyfriend and when am I gonna, show him in the YouTube channel. So I am in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for quite some time. My boyfriend is more private, so I don't think I'm gonna be probably anytime soon, showcasing my personal life on the channel. Maybe at some point if he, thinks differently and changes his mind. But yeah, that's kind of the details of my personal life. For a long time, I thought you were also Russian, like Lingua Marina. Where are you from? I love Lingua Marina. Marina is a good friend of mine. I am not from Russia. I am from Belarus. I was born and raised in Belarus. I moved to Canada when I was 17 to go to University of Waterloo, to go to college. My family is still back in Belarus, actually, and Russian is my native language. So yeah, that's where I'm from. Okay. Where were you born and how did you go to the US? So I went to the US in 2016. to live in the US, and basically it was industry and career driven. I started working in tech, and that's basically what led me to the US. How do you write your scripts for your videos? They're perfectly structured. Why, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. I actually just come up with an idea and then bullet point it. Sometimes I take more time to write down specific thoughts or specific phrases, but I don't like fully scripting the videos because I think that kind of takes away from the authenticity of the video. It's only when there is a lot of facts or maybe quotes that I need to read out that I put more time into scripting. So that's kind of what I do. And what's your workout routine? That was a funny personal question too. So I've started working out with a personal trainer over FaceTime 3 times a week. So that's what I've been doing since January. I have tried a ton of apps. I've done like a bunch of different on my own workouts, and I never pushed myself hard enough. So then recently I've hired a trainer from Belarus, actually from my home country, and it's been an absolute love changer. I love my trainer, she's amazing, she pushes me, and I feel like I have that accountability to actually work out 3 times a week without missing it, because it's someone that, you know, I'm paying and is there waiting for me. It's gonna give me exercises, and if I don't do something, they're gonna be like, hey, chop chop, like come on, do the workout. So that's what I've been doing most recently, and I highly recommend it. Hey, how do you get started when you don't want to get started? I think when you want to get started but you can't, you just literally have to force yourself. Unless you actually physically or mentally are not feeling good. So that's a matter of listening to yourself, asking yourself questions, reflecting, and figuring out what's the root cause of the problem of why you're feeling unmotivated and why you don't want to get started. Because if you're feeling fine, you know, if your mental state, if your physical shape is fine, and if your health is good, then I think it's just a matter of discipline and literally telling yourself, hey, you gotta get started, and removing the distractions, changing your environment, finding an accountability buddy, something to get you started. Skincare routine, something I should probably make a separate video on. I just do like the regular moisturizer, sometimes serum. I've been using a face oil lately. I've burned a ton when I was in Miami over this weekend, so I'm just putting a lot of moisturizer and a lot of aloe vera on my face right now. And always take your makeup off. That's something that I have never not done. I think that makes a huge difference, and apply sunscreen. I've gotten a couple of questions about what is the best way to get a tech job in Silicon Valley. Some questions with a flavor of, hey, am I getting the right university degree? Some questions about the flavor of the experience that the person have had and if that's good enough to get a job in the US. I would say that one degree doesn't really matter. It's all about your passion, about your actual skill set and the projects. And that kind of goes true for every single question on the topic that I've gotten. I'd say that it's knowing the right people, having the right skill set, being passionate, continuing to improve, learning and building stuff. And the degree, all these formalities, they don't really matter. So don't really focus too much on the degree. Follow your curiosities, build stuff, come up with ideas, work with people, collaborate, meet people, and everything's gonna be just all right. Someone asked whether they should work at a startup or at a bigger company. I've made a full video on that, so follow that video and hopefully that will help you. Last question, how are you able to have so much motivation? I really admire you for saying that, or for thinking that I have a lot of motivation. I would say motivation is nothing really. It's just such a fluctuating thing. It's just figuring out what do you want out of life, what is it that you want to be doing, and really figuring out the systems and figuring out the steps to get there, and motivation will come along the way. Motivation is just such a fluctuating thing. I wouldn't completely rely on it. That's it. This turned out to be quite a long video, so thank you so much if you stuck around. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you again for such an incredible and great milestone. I'm excited to continue this journey on YouTube. I would say the channel is going to be generally evolving. I will likely be posting less tech tips, tech career tips. That's just something that's been on my mind, and bringing you more along on, you know, some of my like real just thoughts about life, philosophy, what's been happening, like some other aspects of life that I've learned, maybe tips around that. I want to, you know, be more authentic and really have you guys feel like I'm more relatable. I don't want to be just like this success guru telling you, hey, this is what you do and this is what you don't do. Because yeah, there's obviously learnings that I've had on my own that I can share with you, and I love hearing that they actually help. But in the end of the day, we're all here figuring it out along the way, and no one has perfect answers. I don't want to be coming off as this like, I'm just, here to tell you exactly what to do. I'm also learning, I'm also growing, and I want you guys to be learning along with me and taking the information that you feel is relevant and helpful, hopefully applying it. And I'm really happy and excited for you guys when it is actually changing something in your life. So speaking of the channel, tech is definitely going to be a part of it, but if you're here for, software engineering tips or career tips, there's definitely probably going to be some of it, but I'm not sure how long and how much I'm going to be talking about that topic specifically. I'm evolving, I'm growing. I've had my reflections on my content over the last few years, and I think there is a lot of things that I could have done differently, and thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me over this course of time, and I thank you for sticking around or welcome you to this channel if you're new. And I'm very excited to continue embarking on this journey alongside with you guys. I hope you're doing well. If you have any suggestions, ideas for content, things that you want to see, don't hesitate to share them with me in the comment section down below. Follow me on Instagram, you can message me there as well. It's at Life of Luba. And like this video if you did like this Q&A. If you want to hear more Q&As, also let me know. I thank you guys so much. You're all over the world. My channel is so international, and I think it's amazing as I'm international myself. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye for now.